Pydantic AI's agent class resolves the problem of tool discovery at scale by exposing a ToolSearch capability that lets an agent locate deferred tools through a pluggable search strategy rather than by scanning every definition up front. The mechanism centers on a callable that receives the current run context, a sequence of query strings, and the full tool definition registry, then returns matching tool names based on fuzzy keyword overlap against both tool names and descriptions. The visible code sets up this pattern by defining a fuzzy search function that tokenizes incoming queries, normalizes case, and filters tools whose name or description contains any token, then passes that function to tool search strategy equals fuzzy search when constructing the agent with the Anthropic Sonnet model. A single deferred tool, mortgage calculator, is registered with defer loading equals true, meaning the model will only see it after a successful search call. From collections, ABC import sequence. From Pydantic AI import agent, run context. From Pydantic AI, capabilities import tool search. From Pydantic AI, tools import tool definition. Def fuzzy search. CTX, run context none queries. Sequence SDR tools, sequence dual definition. List SDR, match tools whose name or description contains any query word. Needles equals N for Q in queries for N in Q, lower, split. Return, T name, for T in tools. If N in T name lower, or N in T description, or lower for N in needles. Agent equals agent Anthropic, Claude Sonnet 4.6. Capabilities equals tool search strategy equals fuzzy search. At agent, tool plain defer loading equals true. Def mortgage calculator principle, float rate, float years, int SDR. Calculate monthly mortgage payment for a home loan. Monthly rate equals rate slash 100 slash 12. End payments equals years 12. Payment equals principal monthly rate, 1 plus monthly rate end payments, slash 1 plus monthly rate end payments, 1. Return F dollar payment, 2F slash month. The code wires a custom search strategy to the agent via the ToolSearch capability, enabling the model to discover deferred tools through fuzzy matching rather than native provider search. The fuzzy search function splits incoming queries into individual words, then checks each tool's name and description for substring matches against those words. The agent is configured with defer loading equals true on the tool, so the mortgage calculator isn't sent in the initial prompt, but gets surfaced when the model searches. The trade-off here is between native provider search, which preserves prompt cache through append-only discovery rounds and client-side fuzzy matching, which gives you control over relevance, but may not integrate as cleanly with provider-specific wire protocols. Using a callable strategy means the search runs on our side, but routes through client-executed native surfaces where supported, so the model still sees a tool search call rather than a regular function call. For production, this approach is useful when you have many deferred tools across distinct domains and want to tune search relevance beyond what the provider offers out of the box. Let's break it down. From collections, ABC import sequence. From Pydantic AI import agent, run context. Import sequence for type annotations and agent and run context from Pydantic AI to define an agent and access its runtime context. Def fuzzy search. CTX, run context none queries. Sequence SDR tools, sequence dual definition. List SDR. Defines a tool function named fuzzy search that accepts agent run context, a list of query strings, and a list of tool definitions, returning matching results as strings. The run context none indicates no dependency type is expected. Agent equals agent Anthropic, Claude Sonnet 4.6. Capabilities equals tool search strategy equals fuzzy search.
instantiates an agent configured with the Anthropic Claude Sonnet 4.6 model and a ToolSearch capability using fuzzy search as the strategy.
At agent, tool plain defer loading equals true. Def mortgage calculator principle, float rate, float years, int SDR. Calculate monthly mortgage payment for a home loan.
Registers a tool on the agent that doesn't require agent context, with defer loading enabled. The function accepts principal, rate, and years as typed parameters and returns a string, documented as calculating monthly mortgage payments.
Monthly rate equals rate slash 100 slash 12. End payments equals years 12.
Divides an annual interest rate by 100 and then by 12 to get a monthly decimal rate. Multiplies years by 12 to get the total number of monthly payment periods. So the whole pattern is deferred tool discovery driven by a client-side fuzzy search strategy. The agent gets wired with ToolSearch pointing at fuzzy search, which tokenizes the model's queries and matches them against tool names and descriptions. The mortgage calculator is registered with defer loading equals true, so it stays hidden until the model actually searches for it. That's the payoff of this setup. You keep the initial prompt lean by not scanning every tool definition up front, and you get relevance control through your own matching logic, instead of relying solely on whatever the provider offers. The trade-off is that your trading native provider searches clean prompt cache integration for the flexibility to tune what surfaces. Everything connects through the run context flowing into fuzzy search and the tool definition registry it receives, letting the model discover tools through a tool search call rather than a standard function call.
Fuzzy search shreds queries into needles and finds tools the model never asked for.